Basically, when you say you already know how to create a game, I'm gonna assume that you have the technical capabilities. You know how to code, or you know how to program, you know how to use some sort of something to make a game. The first step is plan out your game. That would always be my first step. Make a GDD, make a game loop flowchart, make get all of the documentation in order, a schedule, a project plan. Think about your resources and your team members, or if you're a solo dev like I was, like you allocate yourself to those roles, but you still have to, like, you can't do all of them at the same time, so you still have to plan out like the blockers, so like when you need code versus when you need art versus when you need audio versus when you need narrative, like how does world lore build into this, you need all the documentation, and it's super boring unless you're a nerd like me and you love documentation. The making of a thing isn't what is going to make it sell, right? Like, I can make games, I can make loads of games, but I can make bad games. I could make 100 bad games. That doesn't mean I'm going to be able to survive off of the income from bad games, and it doesn't mean that they're going to sell. To make a game is the easy bit. To sell the game, to market the game, to make a game that is good and great and balanced and fun, that is the difficult bit. And making sure that you have a solid plan on how to finish and sell and market that game, because that is like 50% of the battle. It is not make it and they will play it, because there are so many games in the market that get made and never played, or people don't know about them, and there are so many good small indie developers who never get found. Making the documentation to have a plan to make the product is like step 1. Step 2 is make the thing. Step 3 is shout about the thing. And I would say that's like the game dev process. So the first step to making a game, if you're somebody who knows how to make games, is make a plan for your game and then go from there. I have a couple of videos further back, I think, in TikTok, or I think there's also some on YouTube that I've made about game design documentation, about game flow charts, about game loops and planning, player motivation, all of that good, juicy psychology and game design fundamental stuff. All of that needs to be thought about in the game document part, so that when you get to the making part, you have such a clear focus that there is no scope creep, there is no like once you have a plan, your project is going to get finished because you know how to get from A to B. And yeah, sometimes it's a bit wobbly, but you know how to get from A to B. So the planning, the documentation, and knowing what type of game, and not allowing your game to become like a huge behemoth amalgamation of a million features, that's the first step. So make a plan, and then make the game, and then shout about the game. And that is Sally's 101 to making games.